Hey! The last digit of your like on this video by each who you are from Melon Playground, and the last digit of your subscription to my channel will show your Melon Playground item. So go down right now, subscribe and give me a like. Look at the screen. Notice the last digit of your like and your subscription and write in the comments who you are from Melon Playground. It's simple, if your like is number 8 and the last digit of your subscription is number 5, you're a lemon and a cactus. Show your imagination and enjoy the show. Hi friends, you're on the Melonfonk channel. In this video we're going to talk about update 20.0 and the new workshop in Melon Playground. But before we start the video, as always, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys right here for being in my video. And if you want to be in my next video, it's quite simple, you need to subscribe to the channel, put a like, write your top comment. Well, and don't forget to subscribe to the cart, the link as always in the description. Anyway, I won't drag your time and have a nice view. And update 20.0 is coming out very soon, and now the developers themselves are starting to drum up interest in this update. And I think this update is going to be one of the most global updates of all time because it's the 20th anniversary update. So there will be a lot of hype and discussions around this update. And I hope the developers will do their best with this update. And let's turn to the official developers Discord server and see what they announced to us. And it's a new rework of the workshop, which is very cool. Let's see what we can see on this screenshot. We can see that now we have like a main menu. And from this main menu we can get to the page of any mod, where there will be descriptions, tags and author's instructions. Which means that we will now have absolutely all the mods saved. We can also see that on the bottom left we now have likes and favorites tab, which tells us how many likes the publication has and how many people have saved this mod, which I think is pretty cool. Based on this information, we can understand that we will now have a search available. By search we can search for different mods and builds. And so that you can raise your publication a little bit higher, you can specify tags, so that your publication somehow beat on the search. I think that's a totally understandable story. On the top left we can notice the number of downloads, which also indicates the popularity of this mod. That is, in essence, the system is not something similar to the YouTube algorithms. That is, in essence, everything is the same. Depending on the popularity, correctness of tags and recommendations, which we can see on the bottom right, we will get the top publication. And thanks to all this data, your build or your mod can get higher in the search or fall in the recommendations of other builds. On the top right of this screenshot, we can see that we now have coins. And let's just think, why do we need coins in Melon Playground? Because in fact there is nothing to buy. Well, for example, now the most top mods we can buy only for local currency. On the one hand this is bad, because then Melon Playground turns into a donated game of this game. In addition, these coins can be a payment for the author, because let's say, if you're building where your mod becomes very popular, then the author for this can get some dividends or deductions, such as a percentage of purchased, let's say, mods, which as in me is very cool, but on the other hand now we will have plums for paid mods, which is not good. Anyway, Melon Playground wants to go down the story of Steam and create its own internal, let's say, within the platform. This could be a new milestone in Melon Playground's journey on becoming the new king of sandboxes, but could be the first step towards destruction. Hopefully the developers have thought things through and their plans are solid enough to keep what they have and maybe even recognize their earlier results. But if the developers decide that every mod will now cost coins, then for me personally it will just be a huge failure and the workshop will cease to exist. Use with popularity, because in essence how we can earn coins. First, it is the time spent in the game, that is, let's say for the amount of time spent you will receive a certain amount of coins, let's say as cases in Exco. Well, the second option is just donate, which is for me is very bad, because personally for me Minimum Playground is not a game in which it is worth donating money. So we are just waiting for the update 20.0, the update workshop, since the developers have conceived such a major global update and I hope that they are not mistaken and Melon Playground will only flourish. So what can the developers add in 20.0? I think it's obvious to everyone, it's the new NPCs they have outlined in the new vote. To tell about them absolutely no sense, because this topic has already been discussed by almost everyone. Including I told you about it, so we will not talk about the new voting and the new NPCs today. Add some new transportation. As I see it, the new transportation should be associated with some kind of new year. Or maybe the New Year update will be a separate update. We'll see, of course, but examples of transport that may be in the new update I made in the last video, so go below, go to my channel and watch this video about the new transport, as if my videos turned out to be quite interesting. As I think I might add some new weapons in the new update. Or some bombs that were in the previous voting. Basically, developers have very often started releasing things that we've had in votes before. So I think to expect a conditional bomb with a timer is quite possible, and it will be quite logical. Also, I think that we'll add some new objects or scenery, such as some winter objects or perhaps some new winter background, because added background desert, and I think it's not far off some winter background, perhaps with mountains and so on. As for me, it will be very interesting and quite appropriate and relevant. Typical bug fixes and optimizations I think as always will be introduced, perhaps improving the interface and settings, improving new ones, improving gameplay, perhaps some new game mechanics, where the physics will be improved and so on. This is also very much like to do developers. So update 20.0 as for me should be very cool and very relevant. So stay tuned, this video comes to an end. Thanks for watching, good luck everyone, I'll see you in the next few days.